Equal scales. Thank you for your super chat. Jesus was crucified under Pontius Pilate. Is there any written record from Pilate himself on this event?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because there are some early church fathers talk about the Acts of Pilate that were sent to Tiberius in Rome, and so there has been this tradition that there were reports of the trial sent to Tiberius, and if you look in sort of collections of the New Testament Apocrypha, you can find letters from Pilate to Tiberius. Usually saying things like, the man came in my court today and I'm sure he was the Son of God. And then Tiberius, or sometimes Claudius, sometimes they get the emperor wrong, they write back and say, oh, tell me more. This man sounds like he was truly the Son of God. So you get this whole sort of cycle of letters from Pilate. But clearly it's later Christian piety. It's the kind of thing, that they want to escalate it up to the emperor. They want to say, oh yes, Pilate was convinced that Jesus was the Son of God, not just that Pilate thought he was innocent, but Pilate, knew in his heart. I think it's Tertullian who says that Pilate was a Christian in his heart already in the course of the trial. There is a thing called the Acts of Pilate that's part of the Gospel of Nicodemus, which probably comes from the 5th or 6th century. The Acts of Pilate themselves, we don't know how early they are, but again, probably no earlier than about the 4th century. And this is an account of Jesus's trial in front of Pilate, but it's clearly really, really legendary. So Jesus comes into the courtroom and the standards held by the Roman guards all bow down in worship of Jesus. And that the Jewish opponents get annoyed by this and they say, take him out, bring him in again. We'll see if it happens again. And so he does, and they bow down again. So, it's clearly later legendary, very pious kind of stuff, but it doesn't go back to history, unfortunately. And I think actually on a historical level, it's hard for us to realize just how little a Roman like Pilate would have thought about the life of a provincial. He's not a citizen. He's just an ordinary person from the provinces. Life was pretty easygoing. And I think there would have been maybe there would have been some sort of notch kept by a centurion, how many crucifixions each day, so that he could make sure that he had enough wood, enough crosses for the next week. But I don't think there's any chance that official records were being kept, or certainly not kept for any length of time.